Hi everyone, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Christy Rich and I am a spiritual teacher, I am a Reiki practitioner, and I am a shaman. And today I am very happy to do a wonderful topic that is how to become an everyday shaman. So I'm very excited to speak with you today, and let me just give a little background. Oh, somebody's watching. Thanks for watching. If you're watching, please go ahead and just say hi. Oh, hi, Lisa. How are you? Hola, ¿qué tal? Hi, Shelly. How are you? Thanks for joining live. Wonderful. Great. So a little bit about me. Again, I am a shaman, and my whole mission in life is to spread joy. I'm all about spreading joy, empowering women, and encouraging everyone to create a life beyond their wildest dreams. So I really believe that we are creators in life. Life doesn't just happen to us, we create it. So as a spiritual teacher, I am giving tools to teach people how to create their lives, how to feel empowered, and how, oh hi Jessica, thanks for watching. I'm so happy everyone's joining live, this is great. So I'm all about helping people to create their lives. And as a shaman, I also see clients who are chronically ill, having aches and pains, chronic aches and pains. Yes, I'm so glad you could join live. A lot of those who are really having trouble being in the flow. So life can be hard, it can be a challenge, but I love to see clients and I can really help them to open up their hearts, to get back into the flow, and to release these aches and pains and chronic illnesses and heavy emotions that are getting them down. Okay, so that's a little brief background about me. I've been doing shamanism for about 15 years, so I've been doing it for a really long time. As I mentioned, I'm also a Reiki practitioner, so I do a Reiki shamanism blend. So I've created this over the years. It's very unique, and it also makes it really powerful. So it's something I absolutely enjoy, and oh wow, more people are joining. Hi Olivia, nice to see you. Thanks for joining. So a little bit about me. How did I get into shamanism? So I think this is very interesting. I always tell people when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So that is exactly what happened to me. So my background was I had a debilitating, and I mean debilitating chronic illness for 15 years. I was very, very sick. And it happened very suddenly. I had been healthy all of my life. I was a very positive person, but I wasn't connected to my spirit. I wasn't a spiritual person. So suddenly when I became very ill, of course, like most people do, I went to the doctor. And I went to the doctor, and the doctors couldn't find anything wrong with me. So I went to doctor after doctor after doctor, and nothing. They couldn't find anything wrong. So then they just started to make excuses. Okay, well maybe you're depressed. So this happened right after my senior year of college. I got very sick, and they're like, oh, you must be not adjusting to being in the real world, and it's very stressful for you, so maybe you're just stressed or depressed. And since I wasn't getting any answers from my doctors, then I just became open-minded to try different things. And so that's how I really got into alternative health and wellness. So the first person who I met was an acupuncturist, and I'd never been open to that before, but if you're sick for a long time, you'll try anything. So I tried it, and it didn't quite seem like the right fit for me. And again, he was saying, oh, I think you're just stressed. Just have some more fun in your life. And I'm like, no, there's something physically wrong with me. So I went to person after person, practitioner after practitioner, until finally one day I was in the waiting room waiting for one practitioner to come out. She was a breath therapist. So again, I'd never heard of breath therapy, but when you're sick, you'll try anything. And I was waiting in the waiting room. And again, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. I was just, wasting time, waiting for her to come out to call my name. And I saw this big bulletin board. And on this bulletin board, there was this flyer. And it was this flyer of this Russian shaman coming to Connecticut to teach workshops. And here I was back in my hometown because I was sick. I had been living in New York City, and then I moved back to Connecticut. And I live in a very conservative town. And I went out and I saw this flyer about a Russian shaman coming to my area. So I was like, what is this? This is crazy. So then I went in for my session and I said, hey, did you see that flyer outside? There was a flyer for a Russian shaman coming to the area. Isn't that crazy? What do you think about that? And she said, Christy, he's fabulous. He's amazing. You have to go. You have to go. Maybe he can help you with your health. And I said, really? And she's like, yes, he's amazing. You must go. You must go. So I'm like, okay, I'll try it. I'll give it a shot. So, oh, you're losing internet connection. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, well, hopefully it's still recording for some people. I am still live. I haven't lost connection on my end. So keep trying to come back if it's not clear. Thanks for letting me know. So I went in and she said, oh, you must go. So then I went to the workshop and then I absolutely loved it. So I just continued with him. He would keep coming every several months up to New York and Connecticut. And even though I was very sick, I would make sure that I went to those workshops. They were all-day workshops, Saturday and Sunday, and I would make sure that I attended because it was starting to do something to my spirit. It's like my spirit was just enjoying it. It was just soaking it up. So it was just like soaking it up. Oh, this is great. I'm enjoying it. So I just made sure that I went and I studied with him for several years. So he had a modern day mystery school. I took all the levels, and that's how I got involved in shamanism. And then shortly after I began studying shamanism, then again, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. My yoga teacher happened to be a Reiki practitioner, and she invited me to come for a session, and then I started studying with her. So that's when I started to incorporate the two and to create a blend and to see if it worked, and it sure did. So that's a little bit about my story, about how I got into shamanism. Again, it was nothing I ever planned. I had no understanding of it. I had no idea what it was about or how it could help me. I thought it was something woo-woo really out there, but it found me. It was what I needed. So that's a little story about how I began. And let's break it down because I think there's a lot of confusion about what shamanism is. And so I want to explain it today. So again, for me, I studied Russian shamanism. So Russian shamanism is not the typical type that most people learn. It's very specialized. It's specifically from Russia. So a lot of people don't know, they're not aware, but shamanism it originated in Russia. That's where it began, in Siberia. So over time, it traveled to North America, and of course the Native American Indians learned shamanism and practiced, and that's what most people study. So most people who are shamans, they go with the more Native American traditions of shamanism, and that includes journeying, and that includes soul retrieval, and a lot of drumming. And then it has become very popular recently that people are creating their own blend. So that again is very confusing for people. My perception is that it is so sacred, can anyone do it? Yes, anyone can do it. Absolutely, Elisa. So it's something that you need to practice. It's something that you need to study with someone. So it is always best to have a teacher, but anyone can learn it and anyone can develop the skills. So again, I met with my Russian shaman and I was like in awe of him. I mean, he was clairvoyant, he was clairaudient, he was a medical intuitive, he could look into your body, see all your organs and say, okay, your liver's inflamed, okay, there's a contraction there in your stomach. He could just look in and see all of that. He could connect with the spirits and engage with them and talk with them. And I was just a little bit like, whoa, I will never be in that land. But it's absolutely something that can be studied, and absolutely through time, since I have been studying this for 15 years, I too have become clairvoyant. I see imagery during my sessions. I am also clairaudient now. I can hear messages. And also I'm an empath. I really feel what other people feel. Welcome. I'm so glad you joined, Rhonda. So glad you found me too. Perfect. Great. So yes, it's absolutely a skill that anyone can learn. It has made me change in so many beautiful ways. Again, I really feel and sense energy so much more than ever before. I really trust my intuition now. My intuition has just grown so much since I have studied it. And again, this is a skill that anyone can learn. So once you decide this is for you, you can practice different techniques, which can then open up your third eye. So your third eye chakra is right here, and this is really where we connect with our intuition, our imagination, and our inner knowing. So let's break it down again. So again, there's a lot of confusion about shamanism. I do Russian shamanism. And it is similar to other types of energy work. And what is energy work? So if you're familiar with Reiki, Reiki is very popular these days. It's similar to that. It also helps with the chi in the body. So Russian shamanism, of course, is from the Eastern philosophy about healing. And the Eastern philosophy about healing is that if you have illness, if you have aches and pains, if you have depression or stress, it's because the chi, the universal life force energy in the body, is not flowing. So what you need to do is you need to get that chi, you need to get that energy flowing back into your body. And once the energy is flowing in your body, then you have happiness, you have great health, you have no aches and pains, and your life starts to flow better. So that's what we do in energy work. And again, energy work can be anything from Reiki to acupuncture, acupressure, qigong. There's so many different types of energy work. But again, they're all very similar in the aspect that they get the chi to flow, to move. And also, a lot of them have to do with our chakras. So we have 7 major chakras. They go from the base of the spine all the way up to the crown at the top of our head. And again, those are our 7 major chakras, but we also have more chakras. But most people talk about the 7 major chakras, again, going from the base of the spine up to the crown, the top of the head. They are the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plexus, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and of course the crown chakra. But as you study more about healing, you'll also realize we have chakras in our hands and we have chakras higher up. But those are the major chakras that most healers are addressing during a session. And also there's the nadis, the energy pathways, and also we clear the aura as well. So that's in a nutshell what energy work is. And again, I'll just go even more in depth about this because I think it's very important that people understand that, again, the Eastern philosophy is very different from Western. Western medicine is all about the body and about addressing the symptoms. And you have this symptom, and then we'll give it this label, and then we'll give it this medication, or maybe you're going to have surgery. But the Eastern philosophy is, okay, now just a more gentle approach. Let's just get in there and realize where are you a little blocked, where is the energy not flowing, and let's get it flowing again. So even things like addictions in our life can be caused because the chi is not flowing in our body. So it can be addictions, heavy emotions, it can be chronic pain, chronic illness, anything and everything. So to give a little story antidote, there's a story that goes, there was this very, very sick man, and he went to a shaman. And he said, please, please, shaman, help me. I have tried everything, and I just cannot become well. Can you heal me? Can you help me? Please, can you help me? And the shaman looked at him, and the shaman asked him several questions. And he said, when was the last time you danced? When was the last time you sang? When was the last time you played? And when was the last time you told a story? So that just goes to show just those simple techniques that the shaman was illustrating were showing how this person was disconnected from his spirit, was disconnected from his joy. And if he just connected to those areas, he would find wellness. Yes, don't you love that? I love that too. So definitely keep that in mind. That's all about what shamanism is about. It's really connecting to the spirit. So there's a few beliefs that are very important to understand about shamanism. So one is that we have a physical body. I'm sure that's pretty evident. But there's another belief that we also have a spirit. So in this lifetime, we are here to learn how the two interact together, hand in hand. So we learn about what's going on in the physical body, we learn about the spirit and what the spirit needs and how the two interact together. We also learn about the natural world. We connect to nature. Nature is very, very important in shamanism. And also we connect to the divine. We connect out to the angels, to the other spirits. So again, it's this whole belief that there's so much more than meets the eye. That what we see in reality is only a very, very tiny bit of reality, right? So I think Albert Einstein said it best, right? He said, reality is an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. I love that. So really, we're not seeing very much of what's really going on in our reality. We think whatever we see, whatever we touch, whatever is around us is the reality. But in reality, if you study quantum physics and if you get more involved into spirituality, you will learn that even though it seems that this pen is really solid, you can tap on it, it makes noise, you can feel it, you can pass it around, it's not really necessarily separate on its own. It's not necessarily what you think it is. We, in our brain, we make sense of our reality and what it is. So again, there's so much more. So it's not just what we see and what we experience in every day-to-day life, but there's angels, there's spirit guides, there's so much help on the astral plane that we're not even aware of. So again, another little story. Right now, it's very big that people are talking about manifestation. Right? Everybody's like, I am manifesting and I am creating, and it's very big in different Facebook groups right now. They're saying, okay, well, just follow me and look how I manifested from, zero, just starting my business to all of a sudden, 6 figures, and if you follow me, you can do it too, and we can manifest together. But what they don't realize is that even though you are putting in all the work yourself and you're taking action, which is fabulous, which is great, there's so much going on behind the scenes that we never see. But it's still happening. There are still spirits running around, making things happen, getting things going, and we're not giving them credit. We're just like, I manifested that. Yep, I did it. So again, in shamanism, we learn about the spiritual world. We learn about the behind the scenes. We connect with other spirits. We have relationships with them. And that's what makes our lives so rich and so much easier, and will start to flow better. Okay, so if you have any questions throughout, you can go ahead and toss them in. I may not get to them until the end, but again, I will definitely answer your questions at the end. So please start to think about questions that you have. Let's see, what else can I tell you? So also about shamanism, it's very important that you are feeling and sensing energy, right? Okay, so I love stories. So here's another story. A lot of people these days are really talking about, unplugging. So a lot of people will say, okay, I'm going away this weekend and I'm going to unplug. But when you get into shamanism, you really learn that you're always feeling, that you're always sensing energy. You never completely unplug from energy and from your world completely, right? So what they're really saying is they unplug from technology, right? And that is very important. That is where a lot of disconnect is right now, and why people are feeling so disconnected from their spirits is because they're so connected to their phone. They put all of their energy into this inanimate object that is actually producing a lot of electricity, a lot of electromagnetic energy. So we're absorbing this. We're constantly absorbing this energy, and we may not be aware. We can't see it, but we still feel it, and unconsciously it's having an effect on us. So absolutely, I absolutely recommend that you turn off your devices. I absolutely recommend you turn off the TV, that you don't listen to it all the time. And again, as empaths and as spiritual people, you don't want to watch TV very much because there is so much negativity. There's so much, violence on TV. There's so much violence on programming. There's so much just constant chatter. You need to have that space. So it is very important to turn off your TV. Isn't everything energy? Everything is energy, absolutely, yes. So it's very good to, like I said, unplug. But you want to realize that even if you're unplugging by turning off the TV or turning off your phone and going away for the weekend, you still have to plug into something because you're always receiving energy. So what people normally do is that they go for a hike, right? So then they're plugging into nature. So then they're connecting to trees and tree spirits and just, feeling more relaxed and peaceful. More present. It's very important to learn how to be present as a shaman. What are other great ways that we can plug in? Creativity, right? If you're an artist, just go ahead and start drawing, start painting. That's very spiritual. What else can we do? We can spend time with a good friend. A good friend will really uplift us and make us feel good, right? So we have to be very conscious of our energy and what we plug into. We want to plug into more things that make us feel good and less things that drain us and make us feel bad. So again, for me, last year I was trying to become very visible online and doing a lot of videos, and I started to realize, you know what? It really drains me. I need to do less of that. Yes, I need to be visible, but I need to respect my energy and how it's affecting me. So I've decided this year to spend less time doing online videos. Still, of course, it's important to have that balance. I want to be out there, but I'm realizing it's very important for me as a spiritual teacher to be out there in person. So now I'm starting to do more in-person workshops. I'm starting to get into public speaking, and I think that makes a really big difference because then people can actually feel and sense your energy, whereas on a video, such as today, you get a little sense of my energy, but in person you can really actually feel it. It's more palpable. Right? So if you're watching a Facebook Live or a webinar or something on the computer, it's really great because you're getting the educational value. But again, as I have mentioned before, just be a little careful not to spend too much time in these online areas, which are becoming more and more trendy, because it may start to drain you. You may start to just tap into the electricity and then become a little fried, a little disconnected. Okay, great. All right, wonderful. So let's see, what else can we talk about? Today I wanted to give you some techniques that you can practice. So again, today's topic is how to become an everyday shaman. And as I mentioned, we can learn different techniques. It is a practice. So again, a little bit about shamanism. Shamanism is a practice, so it's a daily practice. It's also energy work. So as I described, it's energy work such as Reiki and acupuncture. We actually move the energy. And it's also a philosophy about life. It's a very spiritual understanding of how the world works. Yes, sometimes shielding is needed when in the online world. Very handy. Yes, we must shield ourselves. Yes, we must. Very important. So yes, protection techniques and just separation is very important. So, okay, so who wants to learn some techniques to get some shamanism into your life? Yes. And some of you may already be doing shamanism and not even know it. So how can I describe this to you? So if you have a child, right? If you have a child and they hurt themselves, what's the first thing you do as a mother? Anybody want to respond? If a child goes and falls and they start crying and they're like, Mommy, Mommy, I hurt myself, I hurt my elbow, then what do you normally do? You normally go up to your child, right? And you say, oh, you hurt your elbow, oh, Mom, you'll make it all better. And then you go ahead and you kiss their elbow, right? So you just give a little kiss and then say, it's all better now. Doesn't that feel better? They're like, yeah, it does. Thanks, Mommy. And then they run off. So that is actually shamanism. Sending love with the intention of healing is shamanism. And that's something we can do very simply, just sending love. The intention of sending love to our loved ones is healing. It actually is healing. So that's a very simple technique. Another technique you can do is when cooking, right? So have you ever noticed the power of cooking and how sometimes a meal can just totally change your attitude and make you feel so good? Have you ever had a wonderful meal by your mother or your grandmother, and you're just cooking like, oh, your cooking just always makes me feel so good, and I'm just so happy. This is the best stew ever. This is the best soup ever. What is it about them? What is it about their cooking that is so good? And yes, they may be a really good chef, that's true, but what else do they add when they cook that makes it taste so good? Love. Again, it's love. It's adding love. Yes. So when you're cooking, I want you to do this. This is very important as a shaman, is to be mindful. Again, we want to try not to be distracted. We don't want to be in a rush, in a hurry when we cook. But when we cook, say we're making a soup, right? We're making a soup and we're chopping. So when you're chopping, I want you to be thinking, I am sending some love, sending some love to my soup. You can even sing as you cook, right? So go ahead and chop and sing. And if you're cooking like a soup for someone who's sick, you can have the whole intention while you're chopping and while you're creating, while you're sprinkling in the spices, that this soup is going to heal them. This soup is going to make them feel so much better, or this soup is going to raise their spirits, make them happy. So as you're sprinkling in the salt and pepper, as you're sprinkling in the oregano and the thyme or the basil, whatever you like, I want you to have the intention of sending love, of sending healing. Okay, this is so simple, but so powerful. And yes, this is shamanism. You are actually healing them by sending them love, by sending your intention. So in shamanism, it's very important to have an intention, to have a very clear intention. Okay, exactly, just like Reiki. So in Reiki, we have an intention. We always ask our clients, what would you like this session to be about? What is your intention? It should never be the practitioner who decides. So again, when you're choosing practitioners, you always want to make sure that you get to set your intention of what you would like to work on, because really it is about your healing and not theirs. So again, be very mindful when you are picking practitioners that you feel good about their energy. Again, that you're mindful, that you're sensing, that you're picking up their energy, that you can voice what you would like. And also that it's very important that you don't get wrapped up into dark energy. I just want to talk very, very briefly about that. So there is dark energy out there, and there are some practitioners, unfortunately, who go that direction. So just know that even though shamanism is magical and can create, magical results, it's never magic. Shamanism is never magic, and it's never dark magic. So what do I mean by that? Dark magic is any time someone has the intention of doing something in order to control you or to hurt you. So never, never in shamanism will we do healing in order to hurt someone or control someone. We will never manipulate energy that way. So just wanted to be very clear. So yes, set your intentions with shamanism and free your imagination. Shamanism is great for creatives. My background before I got into shamanism was as an actress. So I absolutely love it, because you can really just go crazy. Just what do you want to create? And how big is your imagination? Then that's what you do. Just let your imagination be free in shamanism. Okay, so let's do some exercises together that we can actually do. So it's going to be too hard for you to make a soup in front of me. So here is some simple little exercises. So first, for the ladies, if you would like to attract some love, if you would like to attract a man into your life, I want you to go ahead and imagine a tail, a fox's tail. So nice little foxy tail coming out from where a tail would, and then coming all the way kind of up to here. And just imagine it behind you, and imagine it just going swish, swish, back and forth, right? So as you kind of imagine yourself, and you can be standing, I can't stand because then I'll go out of frame, But go ahead and allow yourself to just stand and just imagine yourself with this foxtail. And tell me, what starts to happen when you imagine you've got this foxtail behind you that's wagging behind you? You start to move your hips, right? You start to move your hips, and you may start to wiggle, and you may start to smile a little bit. It feels fun, and maybe your head's going from side to side. And this is a technique you don't even have to let anybody know that you're doing, but just go ahead and put on your foxtail, and you'll be like, wow, guys are looking at me, and hey, somebody may just come up to you and be like, oh, hi, how are you doing? So I got to tell you, this is some technique that you can just use and just be very subtle. Say you're going into a first date and you're kind of nervous, just kind of walk up to him with your foxtail and let your nerves slip away because you're focusing on your foxtail and not on what you're going to say. And guys like it. They really like it when you wiggle. They really like it when you're just having fun and feeling more free. Your son and I are wagging your tails. Oh, I love it. Fabulous. Yes, and that's great. That's something about shamanism is a great way to connect with your children, right? So shamanism is something we can teach them, these little techniques, and they just love it. They just absorb it because, again, they can free their imaginations. They can imagine anything. So it's a really good, yes, be a foxy lady. It's a really good tool to help your children. So you can do it with kids, and again, you may already be doing it. I just did this with my niece. My niece came to visit, and she was very scared. She was very scared at night, and so she came back downstairs, and she said, I'm scared, you know, I don't know, it's very dark. And so I went into her bedroom, and I started to talk to her, and I said, okay, well, no need to be scared here. You know, we have superpowers. Now, always remember, we have superpowers, and also we have force fields. So I said, we got a big force field over you and big force field over me. And I said, what else do you want to create? Do you want to create a force field over the whole house so nobody can come into our whole house? She's like, yeah, let's create a whole force field over the house. So we did that, and then I said, okay, is there anything else you need before I go downstairs? And I said, how about if I let my dog come and sleep on the bed with you tonight? And this is a dog who had passed away several years ago. And I'm like, would you like Thunder to come up on the bed with you and keep you company so you won't be alone? She's like, yeah, I'd like that. So again, these are just little techniques. Just use your imagination. We are all those happy, joyful children within. We are. Ignite your inner child. It's very, very healing. Okay, let's do another exercise. So, if you're feeling very stressed out, okay, you're very stressed out, you just had a very heated conversation with somebody, and you know you got to cool down. You know you got to just clear your mind. Okay, what are you going to do? Imagine you are in the shower. Imagine you are in the shower and the water is hitting your head and your neck. So it's hitting your head and it's hitting your neck area, and it's just soothing this area. Just all of the tension that you've absorbed from this heated conversation, from this unpleasant situation, it's just gonna ease off your back, right? So everything's just easing down into the drain. It's falling off of you. It's not affecting you. It's the water is soothing you. You're in your quiet zone. Nobody's annoying you right now. And just feel that water, feel that shower just hit the back of your neck and your shoulders, and let the water, all the stress, all the worries, let it just run off. How does that feel? How does that feel? Right? Feels good, doesn't it? So that's something very easy you can do. I mean, if your head is just can't get out of those thoughts, you can even have the shower just run on your head, on your forehead for a while. Just like, oh, just take it all away. Just, I don't want to think about it right now. And it'll just take it all away. Like water off a duck's back. Beautiful. Yes. Yes, exactly. And if you're having tension, if you have chronic aches and pains, these are simple techniques you can try just to relieve the extra tension. Absolutely. So it doesn't have to be something that just happened. It can be in general. If you're on the computer a lot, we have a lot of neck tension that happens if you're kind of not in the proper alignment. So yes, try that for that as well. Okay. Who would like to do one last one? So one last one is to connect with your divinity, right? To connect with your spirit. So for this one, we're going to imagine that we have angel wings, huge angel wings on our back. So go ahead and imagine these angel wings. Imagine how your angel wings look. Are they white? Are they starting to flutter? Are you feeling lighter now that you have angel wings on your back? Yes. And just, feeling that you have angel wings may start to open up your heart. You may all of a sudden realize that you're standing in a different way. You're kind of more open because you feel supported, right? And then you may even imagine some sunshine or some white light just hitting down on your face and just kind of bathing you in white light. So you are connected to the divine. Okay, so this is an easy technique you can use. You can do it at any time. It can be anywhere. It can be private in your bedroom. It can be out in public, and people will never know you're doing it, but they will sense a change in you. So these are simple little ways that you can use shamanism in your everyday life. And of course, if you wish to become a shaman, it really is a practice. So it's not just reading one book about shamanism. It's not doing one exercise, but it's really about incorporating this into your daily life. So Stephanie's saying, I was just going to say, imagining angel wings instantly made me feel soothed and open to loving. Absolutely. It sure does. Good. You felt it. Yes. Yes. So what are the benefits of shamanism? The benefits of shamanism is we become more mindful. We become able to feel and sense energy. We also connect more to the divine. We can also learn how to move energy, to change energy. And we also can connect to nature. We become more grounded. We become calmer and peaceful. So part of the practice of being a shaman is really getting into meditation. Meditation is very important to clear our mind, to take out all that static in our heads, and also to ground us. So we really feel grounded. It's very, very important as a shaman to feel present and grounded. You don't want to be too scattered. Okay, fabulous. So let's see, anything else? Anybody have any questions? I don't want to talk too long, so if anybody has any questions, feel free to chime in. Otherwise, I'll just kind of riff a little bit about shamanism. There's so much more that I can talk about. There's also describing what a session is like. So let me know if you have any specific questions, and I'll be happy to answer those. So just go ahead and type in the bottom any questions that you have. And also let me know how these exercises have made you feel. Do you teach a course on shamans? Yes, I do. Very good question. So actually, again, I've been studying shamanism for many years, and then I've been practicing for the last 15 years. So believe it or not, I'm just starting to teach it. It's something that I never thought about doing before. So I've decided this year to teach an e-course on shamanism. So that will be coming out this spring, and I'm super excited about it. So I'm going to, Lisa says, share your shaman course description in the description. Okay, perfect. So I will go ahead and share that. So wonderful. Yes. So would you like a little description of the course then? I think that's what you're saying. So a little bit about the course. It is going to be, again, going over the difference of Russian shamanism from other types of shamanism. It's going to teach you how to open up your intuition, your third eye, to really develop that. It's going to teach you how to feel and sense energy. It's going to give you meditations and techniques to ground yourself, to calm yourself. It's going to help with your health and wellness, help you to feel more joyful, more in the flow of life. And again, you can use these little techniques to help yourself and to help your loved ones. So it's really going to be a beginner course, and I think you're going to love it. So you can access it from anywhere in the world. It's going to be online. It's going to also include a group healing, so you get a chance to feel the energy that I do. With shamanism, you can send it distant healing, just like Reiki. And again, I do a Reiki shamanism blend, so makes it even stronger. And yeah, so let me know if you're interested in that. If you're interested in that, I will go ahead and put the link below, so you can go ahead and sign up. So once I announce that the cart is open in the spring, you can go ahead and join me. I'd love to have you. So great. So any other questions? Any other questions or comments? Anything else you'd like to know about? So again, with the shamanism course, that is for beginners. That's for anyone. So you don't have to be a healer. You don't have to be in the healing arts to take this course. It's for anyone and everyone. You're interested. Fabulous. I'd love to have you, Rhonda. So this can be just helping your loved ones and helping yourself. As a shaman, we must first heal ourselves. We must first work on ourselves before we can heal others. So you really want to get very strong understanding the spiritual world, feeling confident in your abilities, and then you can go off and help others. So this is just specifically the basics. I'm not going to be telling you or teaching you how to heal others yet. That'll be part 2, so I will do this as an intro because I want everyone to have the same foundation. Foundation is very important, and then from that we can grow and get deeper. I don't want there to be any confusion in the beginning, because again, you can see how you can just start with simple techniques and really benefit. So in the future, I will be doing in-person trainings, because I think that's very important. That's how I learned, by really practicing with the teacher. And so that will be available after you take the initial e-course, if you're interested in coming to Connecticut. So let me just scroll up. I think Lisa had written something. Oh, I can't find it. Oh, okay, thank you so much, Elisa. I can post separately about the description for my course. Perfect, thank you so much. Okay, great. So wonderful. So let me see if there's anything I've forgotten. I think that's pretty good. I just look quickly at my notes. Yes, we've talked a long time, so I probably talked your ears off. So, as my recommendation to all of you, go ahead and practice these techniques. Go ahead and, try to visualize, try to spend more time in nature, try to create. Realize you're a creator. At any time, you can create and change your life. You have the power. So again, if you would like to study with me, then we can get deeper and really get you to really open up and expand those skills. But until then, you can be a little shaman in training, and you can try these techniques and really make a big difference. So again, spend time in nature, try to disconnect from technology every once in a while, connect with your loved ones, have fun, create, sing, dance, play music. That's how we really connect with our spirits. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, everyone who was here live. Tree hugger, yes, hug a tree. That's a beautiful way to connect with energy. Yes, because trees have spirits and trees are energy, so go ahead and hug a tree. That's beautiful, wonderful. So thank you everyone for watching live. Thank you so much for everyone who's watching the replay. If you're interested in more information about shamanism, you can go ahead and send me a PM. Feel free to email me. Feel free to post it at the bottom of this video, and I will go ahead and answer back. I'll circle back. Feel free to send me a personal email if you prefer that. You can just send it to Christy@thedancingcurtain.com. If you'd like, you can also take a look at my website to learn more about my services and what I do. That's www.thedancingcurtain.com. And if you wish to be informed when this e-course comes out in the spring, just go ahead and sign up on my newsletter. So that's on just about any page on my website, or you can just go to www.thedancingcurtain.com/free gift. So you get a free gift and you'll be on my list. Okay, so thanks so much for joining me. Again, if you want more information, more joy, inspiration, and tips on how to create a fantastic dynamite life, go ahead and visit me also on my Facebook page. That's The Dancing Curtain. So thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy the techniques you learned today. Become an everyday shaman, and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye. Take care.